Okay, so Abby, thank you so much for speaking with me today. Especially you recently, I heard, had a bit of a health scare. Can you tell us a bit about what happened? I heard thankfully your skin test came back negative.
Oh, yes. So my mom had skin cancer on her nose, her chest, and her hand. And I had this thing over here and one right here. And I was concerned that it would be skin cancer.
Mhm.
Although I do get a PET scan every several months. So my oncologist, Dr. Piro, the renowned Dr. Piro, was like, you don't have skin cancer because one cell shows up, uh, relax. And he looked at them. And then I went to the skin doctor, Dr. Yuso, and he confirmed that diagnosis that everything was okay. And I did not have to worry about skin cancer.
And
I am a sun worshiper. So
we also have to talk about your new show, Dance Momsster. It seems like it's going to be a hit for Dance Moms fans. What can you tell for viewers, like what they can expect to see on this new show?
well, it's going to be very different. Let me get that out there first. It's going to have the same dance element. There's lots of dance shows out there. So it's just, well, first of all, I'm going to be in charge. So that's one thing that you can rely on. We kind of dropped the fourth ball a bit here and there. Let us know what is production and what is not, because that's the biggest question I have when I go on tour and I do Q&As or I speaking for women's shows or sororities at colleges. They always want to know, well, what was produced and what was real and blah blah blah. And real was happening. It's just that the producers stirred the pot, and you're going to see what actually happens and what they have to kind of create. I want of the creation to be the dancing. And you're also not going to see the same old boring format where we go to a competition every single weekend.
Mhm.
That's just so unrealistic. Nobody does that. There's no studio in this country to a competition every single weekend. For 40 weeks a year, I think I was doing. There was 13 episodes, then 4 specials, then 13 more episodes, then 4 more specials, then I fly out to LA to Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. And it was just like, whoa, this doesn't really happen. So in between, you're going to see me work with kids that are young adults, that are the ages of the children that were on the show now, right? They're grown up, the kids are grown up now. And those kids that are 16 to 25 years old, we're going to see kids that are about to embark on a career. Well, some of them, a career in the performing arts. They want to do this for a living, be working for dancers, which is very different from being competition winners, vastly different. And we're going to see, them go head to head with me without mommy there.
Now, I also have to ask about your podcast. I heard that you're going to be having one of your longtime friends, JoJo Siwa, on. What can you tease?
Yes. Oh, well, we talk about first meeting me. I do with all my guests. Every guest, the first thing is, what did you think when you first saw me on television? Or what did you think when you first walked into that dance studio in Pittsburgh that you had seen on television? That type of thing. And then again, what was produced, what was actual and real, what the kids felt when I was yelling at them or screaming at them or belittling them or whatever, what they actually were going through, how they learned from it, how they got past it, how they used it to better themselves and to become stronger, tougher in this business.
And JoJo has been such an open book about her personal life. What was your reaction when JoJo came out?
I was not surprised. I have been over 35 years. I'm pretty in tune with kids. And I also, I've gone through a lot of things with my boys. So I've always gone through it, guys, because dance, the arts are very open, et cetera, et cetera. However, the girls is kind of a new thing,
Mhm.
but it's still the same. they're just kids trying to be themselves.
For sure. And I know that you're having JoJo on your podcast. Do you still keep in touch with any of the other stars from Dance Moms or any of the other dancers?
No, Braid Rib Fallow, I still keep in touch a little bit with her. When I was dying in the hospital, she was so kind to come and visit me herself too. Her parents weren't even with her. She was in LA. She made a point to come. Eliana, I keep in touch with Eliana and some of the other kids here and there, but the big stars, the original cast, the kids that made all the money, the kids that are multi-millionaires, but want to blow up the toxic environment they grew up in. Did they not realize that maybe not at 20 or 21, but at 18, they would not have been living in LA with $1 million in their bank account and millions and millions and millions of followers on social media, taking trips all over the world, going to Fashion Week here and there. They wouldn't have done that. They probably, and this is me, just my opinion, would have been in my studio in Pittsburgh, dancing in my senior company, teaching maybe some preschool kids or being my assistant, helping me teach. And, sitting on the couch with some boyfriend watching TV. That's what they would have been doing. They would not have been at the Oscars. Wake up, people, wake up.
Yeah.
It's just, it baffles me that the things that I remember are different than what they remember. And they seem to butt heads with me, and it was all me when I was the one butting heads against the producers week after week for them. I went to bat for those kids. If you don't let Maddie leave and go do the Sia video, I quit. I'm done. Goodbye. And I walked. Remember that? Did she not remember that her mother said, oh, she doesn't need to go. Don't worry about it. At that moment, her mother was more worried about her position that weekend than flying to LA to do something because they weren't letting her go. The mom couldn't go or the sister. It was just the kid. So things like that, I don't get it. I quit because of Nia twice. I gave up my job, my livelihood. I put my job on the line, my salary on for her.
Kind of turning the corner, I wanted to ask about the nonprofit Katarinas Club. Can you share a bit about this amazing work that this organization is doing and why it's important for you to get the word out about them?
Chef Bruno is an amazing man. It's not enough that he feeds 5,000 children a day, 5,000 a day, right? Our production staff couldn't feed 7 kids and get them sandwiches every day. But anyway, he feeds 5,000 kids a day. And most recently, he placed 250 families in permanent housing there. Because a lot of people, they live in hotels, they live in shelters, and they have jobs. They're out working every day. These are hardworking people, but they don't have the money for first month's rent, last month's rent, the security deposit, and all that jazz, right? But make the monthly payment. So he helped fund all of that to get 250 families into permanent housing. So I'm thrilled. And in June, I will be going into boys and girls clubs and some of the shelters where the kids are directly myself, like passing out the meals myself. And I'm really excited about that. Fit in a little dance lesson while I'm at it.
Oh, that's so fun. That was going to be my next question about you getting out there on and giving back yourself and getting to feed the kids. So that's amazing that you're doing this work.
Yes.
I was also going to ask, you're blowing up on TikTok. People are loving you on TikTok. How is it seeing a new generation of people being introduced to you and the show, etc.?
I do these cameos, and my demographic is from age 5 to 85. It's nuts. That baffles me. I'm more popular now than I was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It's crazy, crazy. That's why it's time to go back. It's time to do something. It's time to take the platform a little bigger and do something else.
For sure. And
But
speaking,
TikTok is my friend. I don't even do anything on TikTok. I don't, little dances. I don't really do that. It's hard in the wheelchair, but I would like to do those dances every day. However, I don't know where to put the phone and how to turn it on and how far to back up, that I can't see it. It's difficult when you're paraplegic and you're in a chair to videotape.
I feel like so many of your old like sayings or like sounds are like popping up and they like go viral. I hear them all the time on there.
I know. Am I the most popular voice on TikTok? I would like to find out. It's insane. It's insane. No matter what I've said on the show, that's, one of those memes or just an iconic line that I've said, or that the world has made iconic. I say those things all the time. I call people every single day of my life, my everyday life, not on camera. And I just think that people find it humorous that I say things. The world is also nice now. The younger generation is sweet and kind all the time. I don't think it's the young generation. I think it's that like age 20-ish, that generation. I think they can use my voice, let me be nasty. And, they're saying it through me. So it's okay. They really want to be nasty too, but they're going to use me to be the buffer in between.
We love it. Now, I have to say, speaking of social media, I did see recently that you had said that you had DM'd Todd Chrisley about ahead of his prison sentence. Were you shocked at how much time that he got?
I really don't know what he did.
Mm-hmm.
What I had told him, he was always going on his social media about how not DMs. This was public. He was going on publicly about the government chasing him down and doing this and doing that and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, from my experience, if they want you, they are going to get you. It doesn't matter if you did anything wrong or not. So just take that, take that with a grain of salt. Then recently I had shared that I DM'd him, and it was my words, my messages to him. His daughter got that a little bit confused, I think, one of his daughters. I know he had another daughter. I used to watch the show here and there, and I just thought he was silly and funny, and that his wife really put up with a lot with him. And I loved the mother, his mom, the mother character on the show. So I just thought it was silly. And I think that his in prison camp will be a lot nicer than mine. It will be met with humor like he was. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for him while he's in prison, or maybe how to have an easier time while he's there?
I'm just afraid of anything now because he's really come after me. And I think it was all a bit unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was being combative at all. I think he'll be fine. I think he's a survivor. I hope he is. I hope.